Oh, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here with General and the professor. So I have really complete different background. So I'm really honored to be here. Like General said on his speech, he go to the position. He's so honored to say he go to his position by mistakes. But yes, but me coming to today, really, I did a lot of mistakes to coming to this stage. So I have really different background. I actually study hospitality management, work in the hospitality management for 5-star hotels in Shanghai. Then I went into import-export business. So I was pretty fortunate because we've been really in the very early stage when China opening to the world. So I was selling bicycles to all over the different countries, many countries in the world. And fortunately, we have manufactured the bicycles, did a lot of OEM products for mass merchandise, such as Walmart, Toys R Us, and KB Toys. And so I coming from where I learned when I really worked out from my my career. So I came to US 30 years ago. I went to Los Angeles, start my small business for my import-export company. Did about 15 years of import-export. Had Walmart is not my direct customer, but we did OEM, we did licensing products, you know, for the company holding the license and selling to Walmart and Toys R Us. So in about while I was doing import-export business, so I thought I kind of like real estate. So I did some real estate investment. I was really lucky. I probably have more fortunate because I kind of looking at went into the high-end real estate market at beginning. So did a lot of high-end homes in Beverly Hills and Hawaii and other places. Then I thought maybe I should do some commercial investment. Started research, which commercial investment, did a lot of research and study, and thought the hotel is probably something I know, which I really don't know. I thought I studied, but I traveled a lot. I stayed a lot of hotel. So I should buy a hotel. So, and I bought a hotel and stumbled through, make a lot of mistakes. So, but now I did a hotel for quite a long time, purchasing, acquisition, did the ground up construction as well, and had a lot of franchise, dealing with a lot of franchise. So I had a lot of franchise myself. So with some of my health issue, I couldn't really handle too much. So now I am because of my hospitality background, I joined a commercial real estate brokerage company. We help people buying hotels, searching properties, and put together deals. So we have really lots of data analytics for search for properties, putting the lender together, talking about the interest rate, which Kevin just said. So you probably will ask, the interest rate is so high. It's so hard for anybody to get a loan. How can we get a loan for the hotels, right? So, currently there's a lot of larger hotels which they probably facing the bank or CMBs is calling the loan back. So I'm sorry, I'm not a professor, so I have to think about it. So we did like some of the construction project, like Kevin said, also we use private lenders to do as a bridge loan to make build the hotel. And then when the hotel built, before, the hotel built, like many years ago, they're saying you build, they will come and stay, but these days it's not. When you build the hotel, so going, I'm sorry. So going back, before we build the hotel, we have to do a lot of feasibility studies. We do market research to see where's the demand generate for the hotels, and where is the location, and where is the money going to coming from to build this hotel. So for me, as my experience, even though I work in a 5-star hotel, I did not have the funding to do a 5-star hotel. I'm a small business owner, but for my experience, as with COVID hits, the hotel industry get a lot of hit, huge impact for the hotel industry. But it's also an opportunity for new investors to coming in to see, with the impact of the hotel industry, the value gets really low. So hotels value down business value as well. So all of a sudden this hotel, from normally, for example, for a Hampton, would be average about $15 to $20 million hotel. Now all of a sudden you can get for $10, $12 million. So with the COVID and shutdown, all the business wasn't there. The existing owner, because their mortgage is so high, they couldn't pay for the mortgage anymore. So when a new investor coming, all of a sudden your cost is at half what the original investor is. So with the your cost is low now, but right now, 2023, with all this, I just saw Kevin's slides as one of the modern investor. Hotel was listed. I was happy to see that. Hotel was listed as one of the modern investors. So now all of a sudden, there is a pent-up demand coming from the business travelers going away, people stay at home, companies don't want to pay employees to travel anymore. But there's a lot of leisure travelers that we want to go destinations. We want to go to the beaches. We want to go to the ski resort. We haven't been there for the past few years. So these type of the hotel, depending on the location, of course, the hotel investment, depending, very important on the location. So now these hotels actually generate a lot more revenues because now all of a sudden there's a lot more leisure travel coming. For me, everybody would think, oh, when is the time to invest in hotels? Is it now? Is it later? Oh, it's too late. I would say anytime you can invest in hotels. So some hotel is really depending on the location, what's bringing the hotel stay. So if, for example, in Boston, I'm not so sure, Boston market, right around the schools, there must a lot of exchanging professors. Lots of people like to come see the schools, universities for the kids. So there's a lot of demands there besides the school season. So anyway, but hotel investment is not for everyone. So not everyone says, oh, I wanted to invest in a hotel. It has lots of operation, extensive operation involved in the hotel real estate. We call hotel is a real estate, but it's not really it's a real estate, but it's heavily, a lot more operation involved, such as well, it's everything. It's the revenue management, how you generate your revenue. Yes, housekeeping and front desk. It's an operation. It's not just, it has a lot of difference than you buy an apartment. If you buy an apartment, you have a long-term lease. But if you have a hotel, you have one-day lease, depending on if I want to choose this hotel to stay. So besides you have lots of operation concerns, the service is really, really important. What kind of service, what kind of facility you have, what kind of service you provide, whether you have good experience this time, you will come back. Maybe you don't have a good experience, then you don't come back to this hotel anymore. So this is a lot of operation, a lot of customer service, lots of revenue management involved in the hotel industry. So what we do is actually right now, I actually much like my job. So we'll help investors. We have a big data we have a lot of existing hotel investors in our data, and we'll match, we'll find a property for them to match if it fits their investment goal. And then we also put the lender together. We identify the franchise, which franchise is work for this hotel. So there's a lot of skill set involved in the hotel business. It's a different, it's a lot of different aspect for the hotels. And also hotel is a very labor intensive business. Lots of not you make a stock market, you could make so much money right away. Hotel is really a lot of hard work involved, but the management is really important. So good management, it will be bringing a lot of revenue for the hotel, and it will be have lots of lucrative returns on your investment. For me, I'm talking about mid-size hotel versus larger hotels. Larger hotels might have a lot more expenses involved. So their top line, their bottom line might not be that great, with huge debt involved and all the other expenses involved. So the smaller property at some time might be even a lot more profitable. So I'm so sorry, I'm not a speaker. Okay. So
one question for
yes.
you. You prefer the mid-size hotel. Put the number in how many rooms you're talking about the mid-size, because I have no idea what the bigger size could be. 100 room, and you're talking 50.
So the hotel has different types. The full service hotel could be thousands of rooms, few hundred, 500 rooms or more, full size. The convention hotel has a lot of convention business coming. They rely on convention business traveler. The resorts have a lot of rooms also, but they have beautiful surroundings, the beaches, the skis, so that's a full service hotel we're talking about. So probably from 500 to over 1,000 rooms in US. Some place could be more, like Hyatt in Chicago is over 2,000 rooms. That's and they're always full all the time. And then there's also select service hotels, which is between the full service and limited service. That means such as Hamptons, select service hotel actually is between, it has not for convention space hotel. It has maybe small restaurant, but not full operational. And then we have limited service hotel, which just, I'm sorry, for the size of the select service hotel, normally is around 100, 250, not go more than 150 rooms. So, and then the limited service hotel, there will be, they just give room, very simple coffee or something in the morning. So those are, we have all need, the hotel needs is for every different sectors. And then we have extended hotel, which has kitchens, facility. So all these hotel type, that's probably the size you were asking. So the limited service could be 50, 60 rooms property as well. So the mid-scale hotel, well, for me personally, I think the franchise hotel might be a much better way to start because you don't have to stumble blind, just put your money and you have to try to figure out everything. So franchise hotels already have the setup operation thing set up for you already. So you just have to really study. But this is for, like for my experience, I did myself. I didn't use for a management company. I thought I could manage. I have background. I stubborn and managed. And so I did a Hampton Hotel, and I also developed the Hampton Hotel as well. Hampton Hotel, which on the Select Service Hotel, has been a top performer in the Select Service Hotel on Forbes for many, many, many years. So, so then you will ask another question. I ask for you why I have to pay franchise fees, which if I manage myself and have my own brand, I probably could save 12%. That's the average management fees with marketing and everything. Average most franchise hotel will charge. So you no, that's a franchise. So I was speaking about why we have to pick franchise hotel versus I have my own private, my just independent hotel, my own name without franchise. But there is franchise hotel has a huge marketing effort. They pay top marketing dollars, which smaller hotel will not have the budget to do all this marketing out there. So that's some of my experience. So you asked me, right now is a good time to invest in the hotel? I just said, yes, anytime is a good time to invest in a hotel. You just have to do really good research. Like we have a service we can provide for you to do feasibility studies. We can finding the lending source for you if you want to invest, such as mid-size hotel, considered a small business. Small business has limit of $5 million. But then there's a green project for the green hotels. That means energy efficient, solar for energy. So the SBA also has this green project for SBA loan for hotels for up to $15 million. And then there is no limit how many hotels you can get loan from, as long as the green project. So this is our expertise to, we have different connections with the franchise, with the lenders, with even the private lenders. We'll put together for our investors, for somebody interested looking into invest in a hotel. Yeah. So, yes, sir. So it depends on, that's a very good question, with architectures as well. When you develop hotels, depending on what type of hotel. For example, a select service hotel, just for example, a Hampton hotel, 100 rooms hotel might at least will require 2 acres of land. So, but that might be in Texas, but in New York, or some other very density cities, any land you want to build high-rise hotel, you can. So it's really depending on where and what kind of property you want to build. And then before you're doing all that, all the feasibility study will tell you, do we need this many hotels? Is this gonna be cash flow, bring your return on your investment? So, yeah, so yes, there is a size requirement for hotels, because the city also has a zoning requirement for how many parking space you will require for how many room hotel it is. So yes, so we will have architecture will do the layout for plans first to see if, before you actually join the whole full architecture plan, to see if this feasible to do it before you spend a lot of money on architecture.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're talking about, Midwest or the Southwest or somewhere, like you come from.
Texas,
yes. Texas, yes. Play a land, you can, whatever do. But here in New England, it's pretty density. You see, there's a lot of regulations when you're starting, and so you do the research.
Right.
So you're talking about the beginning to purchase or franchise, hotel, so you don't have to worry about something parking with. So how much down payment you can do that with the franchise? You're talking about $5 million or whatever $1 million
so,
you can have under that franchise. No, it's just the ballpark.
So before, when you go into maybe. I had my own first hotel invested 15 years ago. So at that time, when my first hotel was a CMBS loan, so for me it was like 20%, little more. But for me, I want to put little more down payment, so my debt service would not be so hard. If I just go into the business, I try to, at that time, I still have my Chinese mentality. We put more money down so we don't have to pay too many interests. So, but at that time, that time was, could be 10% down for SBA loan for any size of a hotel, mid-size I'm talking about. But currently, with this tough lending situation, I recently sold a hotel, which is a 1031 exchange. My buyer wants to put a little more down. So for his is SBA lending, he wanted to put more down, so he put about 30% down. Right now, it depending on, the bank has to be very careful to see what's your personal liquidities are, what's your net worths are, before they give a loan to investors, smaller investors, not the institutional. That's a different game. So currently, SBA does around 25%. Still, we can get a hotel loan. But if you put a little more, that's great. And regional banks, still banks doing hotel loans about 50% down, which that's could be a lot of money too. Yeah. And then Then, but lending source is not too many available. It's difficult at this moment. It's very hard. But it really have to see what is your experiences are. If you own many hotels, you have a lot of hotels. But for first-time buyer, the bank will look at the existing hotels P&L to see if it's okay for them to lend, or if there's a management company involved. So then they would see if this hotel in the next 3 years to 5 years, what its projections are. So if the first-time hotel owner, if they are not in the industry, so maybe the management company involved will help the deal make it easier.
Thank you.
Yes,
I have a quick question. Since it's so hard to get the money from bank, I just wonder if you yourself see any of those hotels developer you leverage EB5 money?
Yes, we actually do. So EB5 money has been a lot of funding coming source for large development. So there's a hotel in Houston, intercontinental property, about $120 million project. So that leveraged a lot of EB5 money. So EB5 money is still out there. We have a division does EB5 for projects. Yes.
Another question, just if the same site, you have an opportunity to develop like a hotel or condo or apartment. I'm just curious from financial return on the investment, have you done any research on which one is better, or I assume this is good for all three?
So this is where your feasibility study coming from. You have to see the data. What's the demand generate? If in this next university, I would say you might want to develop an apartment because it's more stable and there's a lot more demand, a lot more easier for you to, well, it depends really. So I cannot say, hey, this location is good for apartment, this location is for hotel. Really, there is companies, this resource companies will do feasibility study for you. So go looking at the demand generation, demographics to see whether you put a hotel there or you put an apartment there. So it really depends on investors have to do a lot of research before you actually put a lot of money to developing a hotel or also apartment as well. So I think for the past, I'm not in the apartment business too much, but as I understand, the multifamily business was really good for the long time, but now still there is some concerns also from multifamily business as well from the lender point. So, yeah, thank you. Well, thank you so much for having me. I hope thank you. Yeah. Yes. So, So Airbnb is a new investment. There is a lot of Airbnb there. Yes, Airbnb did take quite a bit hotel business in a lot of markets. But Airbnb, they're developed so fast. It is a challenge for hotel business, but there is a lot of cities have restrictions now for Airbnb because a hotel has structured security or the safety in place, fire securities in place. Not every Airbnb has all this. So you will concern if you go into the right Airbnb, if it's safe for your family to stay in the Airbnb. It's no doubt there's a lot of good Airbnb operator out there, but it's too hard to say. It's very hard to regulate.
I have a friend, she's doing like a travel business and we went to July 1st, we went to a wedding, and she just told me no Airbnb at all because the local is only a very small hotel. They say, oh, I said, do you want to consider like a more luxury Airbnb? No, nothing, because hotel have a very standard rules, all the things in place. So Airbnb, you cannot control, quality control. It's big things.
Right. So just as a very recent example, my husband and my kids was in Maui. The day they got there, second day they caught in fire. So I was looking at all these comments for there's a lot of Airbnb in Hawaii as well. So my husband and all my family's reservation got canceled. They stay in the Western resorts. So I moved them to Honolulu instead. But I was looking at a lot of people already made reservation with Airbnb in those resorts in Hawaii. They have very hard time to get their money back. It's really a struggle now for them to get the money back. So I'm not saying Airbnb is not the way. I don't personally know that too much, but I know hotel, yes, like we said, hotel is has a lot of regulations, a lot of safety in place, a lot of security and safety in place, and the service is out there. And the thing is, if you have this kind of situation, you will get your money back. And hotel is really accommodating on all these issues. Thank you. Bye. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.